Good evening. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. Jump date for Thursday the 8th. All right, let's go. Well, no setups tonight. Only two in the Landry list. By the time everything gets to the Landry list, it gets whittled down further and further and further. There are some stocks like the pot stocks that are bottoming out. We'll take a look at those in just 1 minute. But a lot of those have overhead supplies. That's one of the issues we're up against. The good news is intermediate term, the market is improving. It's got to keep improving, though. And we'll just take things, here it comes, one day at a time. Imagine that. Anyway, not much excitement in the portfolio. We'll get to that in just 1 second. Only a couple stocks in here tonight. This one looks okay. I'm just having a hard time getting excited about a whole lot at this juncture. This one's a short, but it's really too many days in the pullback chopping around. I'll probably pull that off tomorrow or later tonight. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll hop out, obviously, the overall market. A little bit of a bounce in CCL. Looks like it's trying to bottom a little bit, but longer term is still in a downtrend. So honor your stops just in case. Again, the downtrend so far remains intact. Their TFPM, easy for me to say, down a little. So far, it looks like its pullback remains intact. Looks like it's rallying on a pullback, I should say. So far, so good there. Today, notwithstanding, but it still looks okay longer term. Again, not a tremendous amount to report tonight. Kind of a boring night. But let's see what we could find. Outside day in the S&P is just kind of choppy and all over the place. So usually, you get an outside day like this. I was kind of hoping for it to just kind of blast out of it, but that didn't happen. Both time moving averages are improving. We could see proper order fairly soon. This 20 has to climb above the 30, which it will as long as price stays above it. If obviously drops back down, then all bets are off. As I would say ad nauseum, you're going to have a little resistance at this prior peak in here, which also corresponds with 200-day moving average, which isn't shown tonight. And then you have some overhead supply to deal with once it gets through that. Nasdaq Composite, same sort of action happening there too. Kind of all over the place today. Didn't make a new high, or one-day high, I should say, but off its worst levels and up a little bit. I guess better than poke in the eye on the day. We could see upturn proper order there fairly soon, too. That's not necessarily a signal in and of itself at a high level like this. I wouldn't get as excited as opposed to when you're at lower levels bottoming out, sort of like we did back here. Let's take a look at the Rusty 2000. Sort of just continue to pull back in here. Nothing to get that excited about just yet. Remaining in a longer-term downtrend. And it's got its work cut out for it, but here it comes one day at a time. Gold and commodity coming off a little bit. Still looks okay longer term. You know me, I like to see brand new highs and have it stay there for a while. Gold stocks coming back in a little too. This action makes a trend pivot pull back. If we take out this high here, right there, that should clear the way for brand new highs in the stocks themselves. Semiconductors, getting to the sector, so far just pulling back. Lots and lots of overhead supply there. So a lot of areas are going to have that type of issue to deal with. Let's take a look at the pot stocks. You can see that they're beginning to bow tie to the downside, although they pull back below the moving average. Just so very important for them to turn back up to complete the bottom. Once they do have some overhead supply. It is a little ways away, but it's close enough to be concerning in both time and distance. Those are two things to worry about when it comes to overhead supply. EV shares coming in a little bit. If they come in much further, or a little bit further, I should say, they could close that gap, and that would definitely be a negative there. Like I've been saying, or as I say ad nauseum, these V-shaped recoveries at high levels are hard to sustain. Defense stocks kind of hanging in there, but another one of those V-shaped recoveries, so it's kind of hard to get excited about that. Drugs bounce back a little, but so far it looked like they're just in retrace mode. Ditto for biotech, just kind of anemic bounce there. It looks like it's still in lots and lots of trouble. Take a look at bonds. A little bit of a bounce there. So far, though, it looks like we want to challenge these recent lows in here. So really not a whole lot to report in bonds. So just not a whole lot to report in general. You know the routine. Let's take things one day at a time and wait for the database to give us some setups. But be patient. It seems like everything's sort of working out as it should, one way or the other, obviously. I think that's it for tonight. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.